you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Lions and the Patriots, and it comes your way next.
With the eyes of the world watching, it's time for the biggest event of the year, as we're proud to welcome you to the Super Bowl. Tonight, with a hallowed Lombardi trophy in the building, it's a battle to raise it at midfield between the Detroit Lions and the New England Patriots. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Good looking return here, and he's got room. They'll begin from the 36 as the returner's brought down. So out come the Patriots, ready for their first possession. Leading them out, someone with a big arm and a field general's mindset, Drake May.
Drake entered the league as a top 5 pick because he checks a lot of boxes. Just the way you want him. Tall, athletic, great arm. 1 year at North Carolina, put on an absolute show, and yeah, second year as a starter took a little bit of a beating and some question whether or not he was still a top 5 pick. The ability, there's no question there. It is now the consistency in taking care of the football that will be a big part of Drake's career.
Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
New set of downs for him from the 46. To the air on 1st down, May. Into traffic, complete. This is ahead for about 5. Terrion Arnold in on the stop.
You know, I often say there is a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. And when you throw into double coverage, well, it can go either way. That time, a tremendous catch by his receiver on the other end.
Oh, he put everything he had into that throw. He's got it deep downfield. And he's out of bounds at the 3. Oh, nearly got to the end zone there. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly, you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Time to start the scoring in this Super Bowl, partner. We've got 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. And that one's incomplete, but boy, are they lucky it wasn't intercepted. That was a risky shot, but fortunately, they still have 2nd down coming up. Stevenson, and he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. Just a couple on that play. It's going to be 3rd and goal.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
Thought he had a touchdown there. And now it's decision time on 4th and goal. Trying to throw for it with May. And he scores. It's a New England touchdown. The Patriots finish up an excellent opening series. Once it became goal-to-goal, Brock, that field goal team just didn't feel like they were ever going to see the field. This team was committed to making a statement on the opening series, even if it meant leaving the offense out there on 4th and goal.
Yeah, I think that's really well said, Kate, for a couple reasons. Number one, you do get a chance to finish, right? So you do all this work to get there, you want to finish it. But you also know if you don't get it, well, you set your opponent up with some really bad field position. I love that decision.
All set for the kickoff. Sly with the honors. Starting from the 5. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. So now it's the Lions' turn to head out for the first time on offense. They're led out by someone who's fought through the doubters all through his career, and he just keeps putting up numbers. Jared Goff.
And he doesn't have the advantage he usually does coming off a bye week. Both these teams came in here well-rested after a Sunday away. Of course, that means an extra week of prep work for this defense, too. So he's got his work cut out for him to find ways to attack them today.
One of the tight ends motioning left. Throwing right away here, Goff. St. Brown there to bring it in. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
First give on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Tackle made by Jawan Bentley. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap here to Goff. That's caught. It's on the turf. The ball's out. He lost it. Scooped up by the Patriots. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
Well, sure, you're looking to try to get a first down on 2nd down. You're trying to create a manageable 3rd down, but I'll tell you what you're not trying to do, ever, is give the ball away. And that's what the offense does to the defense right there.
Good field position for the Patriots as they get set for 1st and 10. Throwing now following the turnover. He'll get this to Henry. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Finds him over the middle. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Throwing deep for the end zone. And he sails that one over the end zone.
I'll tell you what that deflection right there, Kate, tells me. That defense was following and reading the quarterback's eyes. Knew exactly where that throw was going. And it takes a little bit of intuition, a little bit of feel. He's able to get his hands on it and knock it out of bounds.
Taking a big shot for the end zone. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Patriots punt team coming out with former 6th-rounder Bryce Behringer to do the honors. And that hit at the 5, but got the bounce it needed to reach the end zone for a touchback. Detroit getting its offense set for their 2nd drive. And it was a situation they prepared for, no doubt, Brock, but hopes that they wouldn't see. They're down early in the biggest game of the year.
Hey, listen, nobody said winning championships was easy. This is an early test of whether they've got the resiliency to win it all. And we know this. When that final second ticks off, most Super Bowl champions, they've been the most resilient players, too. You know, it's tough to succeed at linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
This is Gibbs on 2nd down. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Marcus Jones ranging over for the stop. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Goff. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Fair catch signaled for and made at the 32-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Pats will take over. Here's New England, ready once again on offense. And their goal is going to be doubling that 7-0 lead they have so far. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. On play action, here's May. He throws a bullet to the center. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off Reed Blankenship. And the Lions take possession just shy of midfield following the interception and the lengthy return. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away, just as they did.
Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. From the gun, Goff. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Bronk. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play. You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? We chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And the Patriots will be backed up pretty deep to start the drive. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Drive starts with a carry by Stevenson. And he'll get this across the 15 to about the 17. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. Operating from the gun, here's May. Has him on the quick hitter. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Give him 24 on that play. And that's a New England 1st down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. May on 1st and 10. As his man, it's DeAndre Hopkins. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. They gain 14 on the play. And the Patriots will have a 1st down. New set of downs for him from the 46. 1st down throw for May. That's taken in by Henry. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Enough waiting, we're back, and it's time to resume play here in Super Bowl 60 from Santa Clara. Going play action, May. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. To the air yet again, May. And he brings it in for a New England touchdown. The Patriots get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Bronk. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
That one right down the middle. And the Patriots double their lead to 14. All set for the kickoff. Sly with the honors. To return this, Rashid Shaheed. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The offense headed out now for Detroit. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
On 1st down, it's Goff. Laporta with the grab. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Out of the shotgun, Goff. St. Brown's got it, complete. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Throwing is gone. Connects on one to Jamison Williams. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Hand off to Gibbs from the gun. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Off play action, Goff. Finds Laporta. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
1st down from the red zone. This one's caught. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
They'll toss it to Gibbs. And he gets taken down immediately right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5. Goff. Touchdown, Detroit. Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Tyler Bass on now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Lions chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Returning it from the 4. And look at this return. Still going strong at the 30. And the tackle saves a touchdown, but they still take over inside the red zone.
Hey, I know we all wanted to see him finish that score. His teammates certainly did as he was rolling down the field. But this offense will tip the cap and say thank you kindly and try to go finish the touchdown off themselves.
The Patriots and quarterback Drake May ready to go once more on offense. And talk about a dream position, Brock. Heading out with 1st and goal waiting for him. 1st and goal, Stevenson. And he drives forward for a little, maybe to the 7. It's a gain of 2 on the play. Still some work to do on 2nd and goal. Again, here's Stevenson. And he is into the end zone for a New England touchdown. The Patriots take a 13-point lead. Ramondre Stevenson, the touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
All set for the kickoff. Sly with the honors. Shaheed now to return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideout. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. We'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete.
Well, the QB right there, he put it pretty close to the sidelines to begin with. And the defender, well, that was a nice job. Just simply put a hand out there and let me just encourage the ball to fall incomplete.
Goff on 3rd. He's trying to go deep again. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible,
we're back with the NFL on EA Sports. We'll pick up the action back in the 2nd quarter. The Lions readying for the punt. Marcus Jones back to return for the Patriots. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Patriots and Ramondre Stevenson getting the football back now. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And they'll get ready to go on offense. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. To the air on 1st down, May. And not a great choice on 1st down. It's incomplete, nearly intercepted, actually, so 2nd down coming up.
gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
He gets a lot behind one, deep downfield! And he's there to send that one away incomplete. Could not beat the defender there. So they're left facing 3rd and long. They go play action here. He's loaded another one up. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Great defensive effort to reject that one. So that brings up 4th and long. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. It's scored as a 51-yard punt. And the Lions will go on offense. The Detroit offense getting ready for its next drive. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. First down throw from Goff. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the intended receiver. And now they face 2nd down.
I'll tell you this, Kate, they doubled him knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. That's doing your homework. A bit surprising QB still threw it in that direction with how well the defense had that one covered.
Goff trying again on 2nd and 10. That's caught. Here comes Jahmyr Gibbs. He's got a gain of 6 there. Jelani Tavai ranging in for the stop.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
And he goes out. Just needed one more step there to reach midfield. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And that'll be first down, Detroit.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
That puts us at the 2-minute warning. It's the Lions. With it, 1st and 10. They send a man in motion. Goff on 1st and 10. St. Brown there to bring it in. And they had that one contained right at the line. All down that time by Jonathan Jones. Gets this one to Shaheed. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call's going to be on 3rd down.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw it with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. That's a pickup of 9. And that gives the Lions the first. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Throwing again, it's Goff. Taken in by Shaheed. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Shotgun snap here to Goff. That's incomplete left side.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
To throw again here, 2nd and 10, it's Goff. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
Put a gold star on the grade sheet for that defensive coverage, even with plenty of time to throw it. That defense never gave the QB a lane to complete it.
Throwing on 3rd and long. He finds Laporta. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. Now a timeout taken by the offense, and we're going to see if they try for 2 plays here or just try the field goal right now. So close to the end zone, but with time winding down, they're going to try for the field goal. On the left hash, 34 yards away. Amendola able to put it through. And that'll get him back to 11.
Anytime you start sniffing that red zone and you don't score 6, you only come away with 3 points. Not what you were looking for on the call sheet.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. That's halftime in Super Bowl 60 from Santa Clara. As we hear from Jonathan Coachman over in Orlando with our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. And what a season this has been, and it is nearing a conclusion. You guys enjoy the show out there. We'll get it back out to you, too, in just a moment. We just watched a fine first half out of this quarterback. That's Drake May. He fired his guys into the lead with 2 first-half touchdown passes as they were looking like a well-oiled machine in the first half of play.
All set for the kickoff. Sly with the honors. Shaheed now to return. This return makes it up to the 25. Out come the Lions. They've got the first series of the second half. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Coming right is Gibbs. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Jelani Tavai ranging in for the stop. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. From the gun, Goff. This is complete to Gibbs. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
It is so hard for these defenses. I don't envy them at all to try to monitor where these running backs are. Are they chipping? Are they delaying their route? He's such an underrated part of their overall passing game.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
So out now comes the punter. Jack Fox will kick it away. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And it'll be their football. The Patriot offense making their return to the field. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. 3rd quarter starts with a run by Stevenson. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. That's Matthew Judon in on the tackle. Give him 5 on that carry, bring it up 2nd and 5.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first. A give up the middle to Stevenson. And he's got it up to midfield and into Lions territory. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. Stevenson with another carry. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Operating from the gun, here's May. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. We'll put way too much on that one, Brock. Over the end zone and out. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And it sets up second down. Back to the air, it's May. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. Trying to find his tight end. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. To throw, here's May. Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Motioning him from the slot right. The give inside to Stevenson. Gets in. Touchdown, New England. The Patriots push their lead further to start the half. Ramondre Stevenson, the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Extra point is up and good from slot. And the Patriots push their lead to 18. All set for the kickoff. Sly with the honors. Shaheed now to return. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. The Lions getting ready to return to the field. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Here's a counter give to Gibbs. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
2nd and 10 now. He's got Shaheed. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
New set of downs for him from the 46. On 1st down, it's gone. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I wish every fan could just get the perspective on the field. When you stand on the sidelines, you realize how fast this game is. And as a QB, you've got to understand. When you get that amount of time, you've got to get rid of the ball because this game moves in a hurry.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. They motion the tight end over. After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. Completed over the middle. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, Goff. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball, left side. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete. Trying to force one through there. And that brings up 4th and long.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. The Patriots back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Stevenson. And he gets him around 6 there. It was Reed Blankenship making the stop. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that's a New England 1st down. From the gun, it's May. Finds a man right side. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Patriots will have a 1st down. Run here with Stevenson. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
A split second, all that kept the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
1st down, and they go right back to him. Again, he hits the 2nd level. And finally, they catch up to him at the 11. It's a 21-yard gain. And that's a New England 1st down. Hard to believe, but just 1 quarter left in our season. We're through 3 in Super Bowl 60. The Patriots have the ball and the lead, seeking a record-setting 7th title. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Catch is made in close. And he's out of bounds at the 3. Nearly got to the end zone there. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Motioning right is Hopkins. On 2nd down, it's Stevenson. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
And they will score. It's a New England touchdown. The Patriots put up even more points in a win. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would, but it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
All set for the kickoff. Sly with the honors. He fields it from the 8. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Now the Lions offense gets ready to return to the field. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Goff setting to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, this is a time where offensively you got to regroup. You got to get in that huddle. You know, and quarterback is the most important leadership position. Everyone's looking at you. And as a QB, after taking a sack like that, golly, you got to flush it, instill some confidence, and move this ball forward.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Goff to the air now. It's tipped away and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down.
I think we're starting to get a feel, aren't we, of why they like him so much in coverage. He reacts well to throws, is super adept at breaking up passes through contact, or like that one before they could ever reach the target.
Desperation time here on 4th. No place to go. They get him to the turf and force a turnover on downs.
Coaches challenge him to get the defense off the field with a stop. Rose to the challenge and delivered on that one, really overwhelming the line of scrimmage.
The home teams returning their offense and this running back to the field. With touchdowns on their last 2 drives, Brock, they're playing some of their best offense here. Could they try for 3 in a row despite the lead? Let's find out. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. May now from the gun. Has it down close. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stuffed at the 2.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. They'll run for the first time here with Antonio Gibson. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
And he brings it in for a New England touchdown. The Patriots continue piling it on here in the 4th. Right on the edge of the goal line for 1st and goal. And I don't know about you, partner, but that surprised me that they just threw it in. No attempts at running it.
Yeah, I think it is so hard for these defenders. You got to be so keyed in, and physically, you know you've got to stop that run first. So a 1st down pass play can and certainly was effective.
Sly gets the extra point to go. And the Patriots continue piling on to this lead. All set for the kickoff. Sly with the honors. Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Lions offense returning to the field. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Now Goff. Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Goff on 1st and 10. Gets it quickly to St. Brown. And he's across midfield into Patriots territory.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. With 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Shotgun snap here to Goff. Into the hands of Gibbs. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks.
You just got to love that angle route. It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sell that flat route, break it off to an angle, and break off a 1st down.
Quick slant, that's Williams. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Throwing again, it's Goff. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
To throw again here, 2nd and 10, it's Goff. St. Brown there to bring it in. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Straight ahead with Gibbs. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
At the 16-yard line.
Looking to throw, Goff. And this is incomplete. Could have been a touchdown, but all it is now is a 3rd down.
Oh, that's a major missed opportunity right there. Coverage can breathe a little sigh of relief. They dodged a bullet. Time to adjust and get some extra help on the back end to take away those open shots downfield.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Off the gut they go with Gibbs. And not much for him there. He's down to the 15-yard line. They managed just 1 yard there. It's going to be 4th and 9. Tyler Bass on now for the field goal try. He connected once, and a good chance here. This is inside of 35. Amendola able to put it through. And that's only a small chip off of what's still a 29-point advantage.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
On the return, here's Jones. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And our team in the truck putting these highlights together, well, they certainly had plenty of touchdowns to choose from. 4 of them, actually. Though the way he's been playing, Brock, you cannot count on him being done reaching that end zone just yet. This will be the last play before our 2-minute warning. 1st and 10, here's Stevenson. And he has a gain of 4 on the run, which runs us up to the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 6 coming up here. They go again with Stevenson. And he'll go down, we'll say right at the 39-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and he's just short, so that's 3rd and less than a yard.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Stevenson gets it on 3rd down. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. It's a gain of 4. And the Patriots will have a 1st down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd down, they go back to Stevenson. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Call it 4 yards, and they're set up with a manageable 3rd and 2.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
And once more, the NFL runs through Foxborough. The New England Patriots are Super Bowl champions once again. Commissioner Goodell at the podium, handing the Lombardi Trophy to the New England Patriots, champions of Super Bowl 60. So for our entire crew here at EA Sports, for my partner Brock Heward and myself, that's going to do it on another fantastic NFL season. We cannot wait to catch you all again in the fall. I'm Kate Scott. Wherever and however you've been watching, please get home safe tonight, everybody. Good night from Santa Clara.